Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about, and it's very difficult to explain to people who believe. So I have a lot of people who believe the media, a lot of people I know. One of my buddies, who's a doctor, he is a doctor. He's an intelligent guy. Went to med school, obviously, very intelligent guy. Today, he says to me, "Don't you think it's so odd that Trump is working on a hotel in Moscow?" And I said, "Yeah, but first of all, he's not. Second of all, it didn't even go through. And it's not even, it didn't initially go through. It wasn't something that was being built during the election, and he has hotels throughout the world. So why would one hotel in Moscow mean that he's Putin's puppet? How does that link? How does that link to Facebook ads ruining the election and making sure that Hillary Clinton wins the popular vote, while at the same time losing swing states after cheating Bernie Sanders and Comey writing the Comey letter because of a failed cover-up? If that sounds completely convoluted, it is. There's no reason. Thank you, American Beach Bum. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas to all. Happy New Year. There's no reason to believe anything the media spins. Then I say, well, and many people have said, well, there were no scandals during Obama's tenure. There were many scandals. Fast and Furious was a scandal. Benghazi was a scandal that the left didn't care about, but it was definitely a scandal. They're all tied to Obama. This whole thing with Trump and Mueller is tied to President Obama. President Obama presided over all of this. Why do you think John Brennan went to Harry Reid? He didn't want to implicate Obama, who knew about everything to begin with. Why would he not? How could he not have known? And here's the thing. There are some, I can't wait to leave Twitter. I'll get to that a little later. But where's the money trail with Trump? We have a Uranium One CEO who gave money to the Clinton Foundation, and then Obama, who could have vetoed a uranium sale to Putin, didn't veto the sale. That is a fact. Snopes cannot debunk that. There's nothing to debunk with what I said. This is not hyperbole. The Uranium One CEO gave money to the Clinton Foundation while the deal was being looked at. While the deal was going down. There was a bribery and racketeering scandal on U.S. soil. Robert Mueller was the investigator, the FBI chief. Why didn't Robert Mueller tell President Obama, hey, there's an FBI bribery and racketeering scandal of involving Russian officials and American trucking companies? He didn't. Why? Okay, obviously, there's something to do with the Clinton Foundation. But I'm not even making the leap that the Clinton Foundation is the reason that Obama didn't veto the sale. I'm saying that there's enough questions there, in addition to the fact that you have a whistleblower, William D. Campbell, who stated that he was an FBI informant who testified before Congress. As an FBI informant, he testified that the Russians were bragging about their influence over Obama's administration and over Hillary Clinton. Then you have whistleblower evidence. Then you have a litany of pay-to-play schemes. UBS, Boeing, weapons deals, Haiti, Uranium One. 85 donors gave $156 million to the Clinton Foundation. And Vox was like, oh, that's okay. She met more people. Oh, wait, Canadian, hello. But I'll just read you. So Quickly, Supreme Court blocks Mueller's subpoena. This is a Daily Wire article. Supreme Court blocks Mueller's mystery Mueller subpoena. A mystery case in front of the United States Supreme Court appears to be tied to special counsel Robert Mueller's. By the way, why isn't there a special counsel to investigate Clinton's crimes? Thanks, Sessions. Don't trust Sessions. Thanks, Sessions, for not giving us a special counsel. There should have been a special counsel right when Peter Strzok stated, "We'll stop Trump." Meanwhile, they're upset with Whitaker because he had the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, he didn't agree with the Mueller probe." But stopping Trump, oh, that's just his opinion, not a problem. You can still, if you're a Democratic leaning, if you're an FBI agent who frames Trump and does everything possible for Clinton, oh, you can have your own opinions. There's no problem at all. Everyone is an autonomous being, and he still can do his job well. But if Whitaker or Barr or anyone has an opinion that isn't sanctioned by MSNBC, oh my God, conflict, you must recuse. You must recuse. But Peter Strzok didn't recuse. Why? Andrew McCabe didn't recuse. Even after his wife got like $800,000 from Terry McAuliffe and Democratic PACs. You can't prove that Hillary Clinton gave her the money. No, that's not the way it works. Clinton doesn't have to give the money. It's a giant network. If Terry McAuliffe, who was a huge Clinton Foundation money man, who has happened to be governor of Virginia, and who is tied to a whole bunch of scandals, had his own FBI criminal probe that just suddenly disappeared. If he gives money to Andrew McCabe, well, why didn't McCabe recuse himself? There are greater conflicts of interest. But the thing is, on the left, but the media doesn't really care. They spin everything. It's not even there is no value system. It's all a naked, overt pursuit of power. They just care about power. To my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. All right, so let me get a little. I don't want to sneeze. All right. A mystery case in front of the United States Supreme Court appears to be tied to special counsel Robert Mueller and his team's desire to subpoena an unnamed foreign-owned company in connection with the Mueller investigation into whether Russian officials conspired with the Trump campaign to influence the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. You know how I know that Mueller has no evidence? Because he would have indicted Trump already. It is so simple to indict Clinton already on the crimes that she committed that James Comey said she didn't intend to commit. She transferred top secret intelligence outside of the United States government. That's it. Indict. No need for a special counsel. No need for Mueller. No need for anything. No need for the equivalent of Mueller. You indict right then and there. There you go. Now she has to explain. Doesn't matter. Convenience is not an excuse. I didn't know it's not an excuse. U.S. Code 793F. If you transfer top secret intelligence outside of the United States government, you do so unintentionally, you can just indictments right there. But I know that Mueller is full of it when it's like 2 years, over 2 years, almost in his third year. In the third year of Trump's presidency, they've already been investigating him since 2015 because GCHQ was looking at investigating Trump on their own because of, routine. They just suddenly cared about Russian context. Suddenly Russia is the most horrible country in the world. But I've had better live streams now. I haven't even been on Twitter today, and I've had better live streams. It's unbelievable. I'll get to Twitter in a second. As the rest of the country celebrated Christmas holiday, Chief Justice John Roberts handed Mueller a loss. Yeah, baby. Yeah. The Hill reports ordering the Justice Department to respond to a lower court's decision upholding the subpoena. but putting a halt to any fines or contempt of court orders while the DOJ decides what to do. So the Supreme Court is putting on a hold of contempt order against an unnamed company fighting a subpoena in a mystery case with possible ties to Special Counsel Mueller, according to Hill. A lower court last week upheld a subpoena after the company, which is owned by a foreign government, argued that it was immune from criminal proceedings under the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act, and that the subpoena was unenforceable because it would require the corporation to violate country's aged domestic law. So it's like, what are you doing? If you have the evidence, then indict Trump. You know, you can indict a sitting president. You can if it's treason. This is supposed to be treason, even though it's not treason, even though it's not even collusion, even though it's not anything. Where's the beef? Remember the old 80s commercial? Where's the beef? Where's the evidence, Mueller? You're not fooling anyone. And I'm telling you, it's like children of the corn. Like, it's like when I speak to my friends, they're like completely brainwashed. They believe everything the media says, the spin. Well, what about Russian ties? Russian ties. Where's the evidence? Mueller has it. That's what they say. Because they know there's no evidence, but they know something's around the corner. It's happening. It's going to happen. Oh, any day. Any day. That's why I said, he should have just fired Mueller. He should have just fired Mueller. And I'm looking at Children of the Corn. Yeah, that's what it is. Stephen King's Children of the Corn. Jeez. Well, that's scary. But it's just like, it's like brainwashed people. They just believe anything that CNN says. Well, Trump did work with Russia. How so? Well, Facebook ads. How many people did that influence? Well, great many in Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Ohio and Florida. In those, but I don't know, but it happened. Oh, okay. The company was paying an estimated $500 a week in fines, and the new order could give justices more time to review the subpoena and even issue a more direct order, potentially ending the Mueller probe into the mystery company. Good. CNN reports that this subpoena may. That's the thing. It's like they don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they mess with. They just want, like, Mueller and Democrats, they have utilized the government as a fact-finding mission for the Democratic Party. That's it. They don't care. And it's the full weight of the U.S. government. It's the full weight of the U.S. government. They don't care. Thank you. Angel Tibbs, thank you so very much. Yes, I am in Twitmo. They sent me to Twitmo. I'll get to that. UFO Talk, Sonny Bono was in Congress. Yes, absolutely. Duchess Nancy Ann, greetings. Hello. Hello. Yeah, so I'll tell you really quickly before I get to the Supreme Court blocking a subpoena. So I'm suspended off Twitter for 7 days. And let me tell you, so this guy who is a writer, he's written, and a lot of people have written negative stories about me for no reason, just because, I speak badly of their sacred cows. And it's like, they can't stand on the left. They can't stand if you say that, Hillary Clinton's a criminal, if you say all, what, when I was on the left, I was a big Bernie Sanders supporter. Thank you, Brian. And I said, look, he was a much better candidate. She's going to lose. She eventually lost. All of these things. They're like, oh my God, you think that she's going to be indicted? Yeah, it was a cover up. I was right. I had the pulse of what was going on. She committed crimes and it was a complete cover up. Oh, you don't believe in the Mueller probe? No, the Mueller probe. Bernie Sanders, look, I don't support Bernie Sanders anymore. I support Trump. But Bernie Sanders had nothing to do with Russia. In fact, when I was a Bernie bro, one of the main Bernie bros, the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, I remember when Democrats said, "Oh, he honeymooned in Russia." I was like, "Are you crazy? Are you stupid?" Now they're like, Jill Stein was a Russian plot. No, it's not. It's not that. Jill Stein has nothing to do with Russia. You know who has something to do with Russia? The Uranium One executives who gave money to the Clinton Foundation and suddenly got there. And Tony Podesta, the Podesta group who lobbied on behalf of Uranium One, John Podesta's brother. But anyway, so people didn't like what I said. And then there's one writer who's like obsessed with me. He's written I think 6, 7, maybe even 8 hit pieces on me. I mean, get a different topic to write about. My God. It's not like I'm not even a household name. Like, if you really, really know politics, maybe you'll know who I am. But this guy's obsessed with me. So he's written 8 hit pieces on me on Twitter, calls me a lunatic. Okay. He starts it. This is first grade stuff. Then I unload on him. And then within, I'm telling you, all 765 people, I'm going to almost certainly deactivate my Twitter account, which is this guy who is, thank you, Brian Stenstrom. Thank you so much. This guy actually did me a favor, because I'm very, very soon might just deactivate my Twitter account and say goodbye to Twitter. I've already deactivated my Facebook account. And what I'm going to tell people this week, all 767 people, ladies and gentlemen, send me, if you follow me on Twitter, DM me your email address, and I can, update you with future YouTube videos or articles or whatever. So that one way to easily circumvent Twitter, because that's really all Twitter is about for me. It's not about fighting with journalists. I've argued with journalists who work at Vox and, journalists who've written for Politico, and argued with editors, former editors for Salon. And it's like all you do is argue with people, argue with I had a brief, oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, UFO Talk, HAM back in New York. I want to say New York loves you. Thank you, UFO Talk. Trump needs to use the IRS to drain the swamp. Use the Capone strategy on the Clintons. Yep. Thank you, UFO Talk. So press 1 if you follow me and you're thinking of sending me your email address. So I'll just go ahead and circumvent Twitter and inform you of things. Press 1 if that's something that's an option. Is this mic working? Okay. Okay, great. So that's great. I mean, you know what though? I just want to be off, one thing one thing. Hello, I am Siler. Hello. Thank you. So just go ahead and DM me. You know what? I'll end it on the seventh day, I'll give like a big, giant, insulting message to everyone I don't like, and then just deactivate the account. I'll deactivate the account, and that's it, you know. And I don't even go like, I'm not really, I have a Gab and a Minds, but it's like I don't. Social media is, aside from YouTube, and I could see some utility in Instagram. I just don't. You put too many people with too many opinions in one. Like, there's my experience with Facebook and Twitter, I have to say, has been about 70% negative, 30% positive, catching up with people, meeting people that are good people, catching up with old friends, people you haven't, seen in a long time or talked to in a long time. That's good. But other than that, it's been primarily a negative experience. It's been people getting into arguments. Red Shield. My girlfriend's cousins are visiting from Japan. If you like Red Shield. Well, I got to tell you, you're about a couple years. I'm a couple of years too late for the message, but I'm married. But Red Shield, thank you. That's a pretty awesome message. Red Shield, have fun. Have fun. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, so the FBI is getting back. So I'll get to Twitter again because I'm going to deactivate it soon, and just email me, DM me your email, and I'll then notify you of whatever YouTube videos or articles or whatever I'm doing. A new website I'm working on. CNN reports that this subpoena may in fact be the first part of Mueller's investigation to reach the Supreme Court, and it likely won't be the last. And it's so it's the first time it reached the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court looked at the validity of the Mueller case, it would throw it out. The Mueller case is based on Comey's memos. There's not even a crime. There is no crime. Did Trump pay Russian hackers with a check? Who did he know that hacked the DNC? No, there's no evidence of that even. The DNC, we have no idea if it was hacked or not. It almost certainly was not. CrowdStrike is the only company to look at DNC servers. The U.S. government never looked at the servers. The U.S. government didn't have any information on Trump committing a crime. The U.S. government had nothing. The Democratic Party outsourced everything and then utilized the U.S. government to find a crime. This is a wild goose chase. This is an Easter egg hunt. They're wandering aimlessly, using the full, weight of the United States government as like a hammer to just, intimidate and bully and ruin people's lives. But they don't care. See, this is the thing. There is no more liberal. There's no word called liberal anymore in the U.S. politics. There are no liberals. There are people who believe in. There are people who have extreme views on certain either social issues or whether it's climate change, and they'll completely ignore the hypocrisy on their own side, only to condemn. They live and breathe to condemn you and me. That's it. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Rhonda, Iowa girl, save Twitter for alerts only. Yeah, but I kind of, Rhonda, Iowa girl, I kind of just want to do away with it just to show a message. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Joseph Arbuckle, smooth criminal. MC Hillary featuring the DNC. Joseph Arbuckle. Rhonda, Iowa girl, I hope you had a great Christmas, and thank you so much. You're absolutely wonderful. And just thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just, I just want to do away with it because I'm afraid that because I really went off on the guy because he called me a lunatic and he wrote like 6, 7, 8 hit pieces on me. I don't know how many, and I had enough. So I told him what I thought of him, and he couldn't take it. So he likes to sit behind a laptop and then just hurl arrows at me that just bounce off like boink, boink, boink. But his feelings were hurt in like 2 seconds. So he couldn't stand being spoken to in a certain way. So within a second, I was suspended. I was like, Twitter is lame. Ron, the Iowa girl, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I hope you had a fantastic, fantastic Christmas. Thank you, as always. Red Shield. I got blocked from Twitter for posting that. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. It's true. It's true. That's true. Red Shield, great point. He did not deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, and then he definitely didn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize for destroying Libya. Then I was speaking to one of my buddies today. He's like, I do believe that he's a liberal. He's like, I believe that sometimes you have to station Americans in certain places to prevent calamities. I was like, we're already, you're putting Americans in close proximity to Russian forces. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you put Americans? It's like, that scene in Spaceballs, like, who appointed this? You know what? Okay, and he's like, I did, sir. Major. Okay, it's just like we're surrounded by major. Okay, I can't say the word. That's it. They think they're so smart too. Oh, they're so intelligent. Oh, half of the liberal establishment, all they do is spend their life trying to tear down other liberals. That's it. That's all they do. They try to tear down other liberals. They exist. Now, to the Q people's credit, the worst that happened is they unsub from my channel like 600 within like a week. But they were not mean. Nobody was vicious or mean. The conservatives are not vicious. Even the Second Amendment, like I watch Iraq veteran 8888, and I watch the Yankee Marshal, and I watch Clint Smith, Thunder Ranch. I love him. And I just watch a lot of the gun channels on YouTube. Okay. Now, the way they handle disagreements is like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes they'll get into disagreements, but they handle their beefs or whatever with so much more class, even though it gets heated sometimes. Because you got to have a certain level of coolness when you're dealing with firearms, obviously. But it's never to the point. It's never to the point of what the left is. The left exists to condemn. It is power. It is about power. It is not about value system. They have none. You think they're going to give a Trump credit? They turn into obnoxious, petulant, like 14-year-olds. Oh yeah. Trump brought home 10,000 Americans. What do you say to that? Twitter user with a little rose icon, and you're a socialist anarchist. What do you say to that? Oh yeah. Well, he probably didn't even really want to, and he just was forced to somehow. He's just stupid anyway. What does that even mean? Are you going to say thank you? Thank you for what? He's a tiki torch person. Nothing he does is good. Well, he brought home Americans from war. Don't you want to say thank you? What about peace between North and South Korea? You want to know the best part? The best part is when you tell them, oh, there's peace between North and South Korea. It's the beginning of peace. It's the same thing as Obama. I'm like, no, it's not, dummy. How is it the same? How is it the same? Well, they're not dismantling all their nukes, are they? I'm like, no, they're beginning to talk about that. And they're no longer threatening South Korea. I think South Korea is the most important ally of the United States of America. And I love Israel. I put them ahead of Israel. To me, South Korea is the most important ally of the U.S. for many reasons. Okay? Democracy in Asia, many reasons. The Korean War, the Cold War. I mean, but to have them a lot safer, is a complete paradigm change. We never thought we would ever have relations with North Korea. Now we do. And Trump is president. You know what we get from the media? Zero discussion about that. That's why I loved Bernie. Loved, past tense. Oh, now, again, Beto O'Rourke. That's why I don't even look at Twitter. It's just negativity. And I like the past couple of weeks, I'm like, why am I anxious all of a sudden? Why am I more anxious than usual? I'm like, oh, I'm looking at other people's Twitter beefs, and they're getting me anxious. I'm not even on the left anymore, and I'm looking at what they're doing to people who I know on the left. I know a lot of good people, and they're getting piled on by all the same maniacs that tried to attack me. The difference is that I didn't really care about these maniacs and these posers. You want to use a surfer or you're a poser, dude. That terminology, because they're fakes and phonies, all of them. They think they're so righteous. That's why when they would try to lecture me, I was like, whatever. Go take a hike. I would use different words. The left is definitely a cult. Red, white, and blue dude. The left is definitely a cult. That's why there's no evidence of collusion. And, what did my friend... I don't know. I don't want to read you his text, but it was like, don't you think it's really weird? And when they ask their dumb rhetorical questions, don't you think it's odd? Oh, yeah. Somebody was asking me today, why is Putin so happy about Trump's every move? First of all, how do you know that Putin is happy? Who told you Putin is happy? You got a Hallmark card from Putin? This is Vladimir Putin. I am so happy every time Trumpy makes a move. Thank you, America, for voting for Trump. Because Hillary would have been a big thorn in my derriere. Because we got uranium from her, and we know her husband's every desire. And they wouldn't have done anything after, like when we went into Ukraine and Georgia. They did nothing to us. Okay, signed Putin. How do they know? They're so stupid. That's why, like, most of them are afraid to debate me. Then that guy who, like, I told off, and Twitter's like, you can't tell him off, but he can call you a lunatic. That was fantastic. I just don't fit in that algorithm. I really don't. I never did, even when I was on the left. The Twitter CEO, that guy, him and what's his name? They have a special place in the hereafter where there's no air conditioning. Jack and what's his name? Facebook, Zuckerberg. They're going to have a wonderful time. God, we did this great thing. We allowed millions of people to fight with each other and give them more stress. It's fantastic. About 10% of the time, they were meeting up and speaking to people that they haven't seen in a long time. And then 90% of the time, they were just attacking and insulting each other from every topic you could think of: sports, sports, politics, anything you could think of. They sell user data. That's the only thing Facebook does to make money: sell user data. They don't make money from ads. Nobody cares about ads. Nobody looks at ads. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Even Instagram is like, I can't wait like 5, 6, 7 years from now when these companies, YouTube will obviously still be here because it's video. People love video. People love looking at things. Rhonda, Iowa girl, I think if you aren't following people, they can't DM you. You need to change settings. That's true. You know what? You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I think I'm going to go ahead and change the settings today. Hopefully they'll allow me to do that. I can't even like something. I try to like. Poor me. I'm like liking something. They're like, you've been sent to Twitmo. You can't even like anything for telling off a person who's obsessed over you and called you a lunatic. They might as well just have they might as well have just written me like, by the way, they can call you a lunatic, but you can't respond back because you're a bad person. I would have been like, okay, at least you're honest. This platform is just made against me, but and you try to tell them like he brought home Americans. He's going to sign soon a prison reform bill. Oh yeah, started under Obama. So what? How is that a rebuttal to anything? It started under Obama. Then, like, notice how the economy now, like when they're like the stock market's crashing, they're not talking about Obama's economy anymore. Suddenly, it's no longer Obama's economy. Soon, the market will rebound. The economy will do just as well it's been doing. And then, oh yeah, Obama's economy now. It's totally Obama's economy. What about last month when the market was down? That was Trump's economy. So it's just going to always change. Record low Black and Latino unemployment started under Obama. But I thought this is Tiki Torch Man. Which one is it? Is he Tiki Torch Man, or is he just a good president that's helping everybody? He is so racist. What about Clinton? You see whataboutism? Yeah, you voted for Clinton, or you didn't care. You didn't call her a racist. She's a racist too. Well, then, what are you upset about then? The liberals are controlled by racists. Yeah, but not like Trump. He speaks to them. He speaks, whispers to them, whispers sweet nothings into their ears, their Tiki Torch ears. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you. You're 100% right. You are 100% right. Thank you. So, and then one legal expert, so far as we know, the court has never had a sealed argument before all 9 judges. They can keep parts of the record and briefings sealed, and often do, such as in cases implicating trade secrets, but there's no procedure in the court's rules for having the whole case briefed, argued, and decided under seal. The only time where is the court? Okay. According to the filings sent to the lower court, even the company, which it seems operates outside the United States, but with some impact within the country, doesn't know what the case is about. They have nothing. Mueller has nothing. The thing is, he just wants to get liberals and Democrats to say, oh my God, the secrecy must mean something. See, this is different from Clinton. Clinton, there's a money trail going into the Clinton Foundation and beneficial treatment after the money goes into the Clinton Foundation. And they can't put 2 and 2 together. With this, it's like nobody knows what's going on, but something big must be happening because nobody knows. See? The company itself is shrouded in mystery. It's like the Mueller investigation appears to be in its closing days, according to news outlets. Please, thank God. And I know what the report's going to be about. It's going to be there's a lot of smoke, Trump. There's a lot of things that could have been, and we still have to investigate certain things, and we didn't get time to investigate this, but no evidence. Still, they're not gonna. It's not gonna say no evidence, but like just there is no evidence. It'll be all smoking gun. It'll be all smoke, but no fire. There appears to be a coordinated effort. Appears to be a coordinated effort. Everything's appearing to be coordinated. Meanwhile, money flowing to the Clinton Foundation and beneficial treatment taking place. UBS, Boeing, weapons deals that David Sirota broke. Oh, by the way, the left is going after this journalist, David Sirota, because he had the audacity to say, oh, yeah, Beto O'Rourke is just another corporate sellout, just like all the other, mainstream Democrats. They got Beto. Beto is like not going to win anything. The guy lost $78 million he spent, and he lost. It's never ending. Sharon Marie B, thank you. Please cover grand jury impaling. All right, 9/11 in the Korean future. Architects and engineers bring new testimony. Recent news. Grand jury impaneling. Okay, Sharon, thank you so very much. Grand jury. I'm not aware of a grand jury regarding. Let me just look this up. My thoughts on what happened that day. I had a friend in one of the towers. Thank God he was safe and everything. He got out. Thank God. But he also worked at Morgan Stanley with me. I was trained there a year before, and he was in training. And let's see. I'm trying to find some link. All right, I can't find any. So I have to be honest, my views regarding September 11th are different from the people who believe that, it was some kind of setup. I do not believe that it was because the thing is, Sharon, thank you very much. Thank you. I was at I had training when I was a financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in 2000 at the World Trade Center. And I can tell you that it was so enormous. I was in one of the towers, and I could tell you, or maybe both towers, but I can tell you they were so enormous. It would be impossible for any kind of demolition or anything like that. You would need teams and teams and teams of people. And a very courageous man named Rick Rescorla died trying to help save people. He was there. He was there at night and in the day. He was there at all times. So, my thing is that there's always that whole thing where I'm not going to get into it. Are you deep state? No, I'm me, HA. I am not deep state. You don't have to be deep state not to believe that 9/11 was an inside job. You can believe that 9/11, that the towers fell, just from what took place. Um, but anyway, stick to swamp. Stick to swamp talk, HA. You're no fun when it comes to other things. Okay. The thing is, like, you need, like, I don't have to, with Clinton, there's no leap of logic. She transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government onto a server in her basement. That's game over. Sharon, thank you so very much again. Tina Bobina, I deactivated my Twitter account. Good, no more notification. Tina Bobina, good. I haven't myself yet, but I will. Tina Bovina, excellent. In this way, you don't have to worry about any, arguing with anyone, A secret spaceship. Mueller, walking conflict of interest. Interviewed for the FBI job. Exactly. Call me. Yep. Thank you, Rosenstein. Yep. Uranium One. The secret spaceship. He's a walking conflict of interest. An absolute walking conflict of interest. An absolute walking conflict of interest. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Well, you know who does know about architecture or physics? Oh, here we go. I'm going to get into a whole different version of Q. There have already. This is what Noam Chomsky stated. It is for if you're making a claim based on physics, then you have to convince the physicists and the architects. Thus far, the claims haven't been convincing to those people. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. And they say, well, how can one structure go down? Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking about two of the biggest structures in the world crumbling. Well, I'm not going to get into it. Like I said, this is, absolutely no offense to anyone. It's got to be me. I'm not going to be like, look, at least with me, you're not going to get, there's this could be like when I was debating Sather, and I'm like, are you certain? Because he knew, like, he knows what's up almost certainly, or he knows that he's like selling a fantasy, or he's basically, it's a shtick, and he can't say he's certain, so he's like, that's what the evidence shows. Then why don't you say you're certain? And it's like, at least with me, like, I give it to you, even though it might not be sexy or interesting or fun. Oh no. Let's see. Let's see here. J.O. Stay. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. All right. So let's see here. 6 experts explain Robert Mueller's impending Supreme Court showdown. There's no crime also. There's no crime that Trump is said to have committed. Now they're going after other countries. The hilarious thing will be, like, when the Mueller investigation ends, then the then the House is gonna try to continue it, but they're full of like the biggest, you know, dummies on the planet. So they're not they're not gonna have. Unfortunately, Mueller has a certain amount of gravitas. Unfortunately, because he's a special counsel, he pretty much can do what he wants and destroy anyone's life. But the House, it's like, you know, Republicans learn that just because you have the House doesn't mean you can get what you want unredacted or whatever, you know. And they don't actually want information declassified. They want everything remained under wraps. After the primary investigation concludes, though, ancillary investigations may continue. Oh, there you go. Time to even the score, settle the score, Trump. President Trump, you've done an amazing thing in bringing home Americans, infinitely more important than indicting Clinton. But it's still a campaign promise, so let's go. Mueller's team has reported a handful of independent investigations have shown out of the central probe into the Trump campaign. Yeah, a handful of independent investigations, like Michael Cohen going to jail, has nothing to do with Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. Oh, he told Stormy, it's still nothing to do with Trump. Still nothing to do. You know, it's just nothing to do. Now, all of this talk about Twitter, I'm only going on for two reasons. One, to see who DM'd me. Let's just see right now. And two, what kind of nonsense. I want to, okay, here, we'll do this. I'm logging on right now. How many fights and beefs and arguments do I see? I'll tell you right now, logging on. I'm telling you right now, as my blood pressure slowly increases real time. Okay? Let's see. Hold on. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay. Joseph Arbuckle, thank you. Thank you, Leslie, for always watching. Merry Christmas. Okay. Merry Christmas, Leslie. Thank you. All right. So, yes, go ahead and email me or DM me your. Thank you, Sean. So, yeah. So, let's see how much fighting here. Ruth, thank you. Awake Canadian, thank you. Wingless Angel, yeah. So, DM me. Everybody DM me this week. Because after my suspension, I'm going to give a big one to everyone. Trust me on that. I'm going out with a smile. Yeah. I can't even. BB Bowman, that's so great. I can't even like it. Oh, did they allow me to like it? Tweet been deleted? Oh, it's such a great tweet. I love it. Okay, so let's see. I can tell you right now how many arguments. Negativity / arguments. Okay, one. Okay, got about Kevin Spacey. I got to listen to this. Two. Okay, Trump was a coward. Okay, yeah, negative. 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 More hating on Trump. Negative. Now they're going after Ocasio-Cortez. They went after Bernie. There's a problem with Beto. Negative. Pelosi's face. Big problem there. Don't want to see that. This is good. Trump with the troops in Iraq. This is good. Let's see. So yeah, mostly negative. Mostly negative. Eric H526, thank you. Pretty much negative. So I'd say like 70%, even the memes, 70% negative. These are crazy. Social media is horrendous. Okay, so anyway, but mostly negative. Oklahoma taxpayers unite. Donald J. Trump is the greatest American president in modern history. I will lean towards the greatest president in my lifetime. Oklahoma taxpayers united. Thank you. Trump's the greatest president of my lifetime. I'll debate anyone on that. And then you bring home Americans from how many presidents have brought home Americans because they wanted to, not because they had to. That's what makes Trump great thus far. Oklahoma Taxpayer United, thank you. Taxpayers Unite, thank you very much for watching. George Rivera Jr. Your opinion, please. What is your opinion on why the White House is holding DHS report on election fraud? I'm hoping the 2019. Right now, I'm just hoping, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he's not indicting Clinton. I don't know why he's not declassifying everything. But see, the thing is, I don't have patience. So I'm hoping that there's some I'm hoping there's some reason. George, I'm hoping there's some reason. I don't know. Because I would have declassified everything right away. I'd be like, "Oh, you wanna mess with me? Declassified." And then like the intelligence community is like, "No, this is gonna harm national security. Oh, we can't let declassified everything. We have to redact certain things, Mr. President. Unredacted. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Gonna do nothing." So, thank you, Michael. Yeah. DM, and I will go ahead and you will get emails from me, and we will circumvent the negativity. George Rivera Jr., I just don't know. Oklahoma taxpayers unite. I mean, he needs to. He needs to very badly. So this is awesome. Michael Lee, thank you. So yeah, it's just, you know, it's just Twitter. They should just have a Twitter, but with where nobody can actually, write any messages. just a place where you could just get information. You don't have to deal with people. And if you want to DM people, then have a DM battle. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. George, thank you. Patriot 95. Oklahoma Taxpayers United, thank you. Patriot 95. It's important 2019 that Trump exposes FISA. Yep. Clinton crimes, uranium one. Yep. Deep State finally drops the hammers on Comey, Clapper, Mueller. Yep. The nation needs justice and closure. Patriot 95. The nation does need that, and I think that It does need to happen. Absolutely. It does need to happen. People, no, they're not. What are you talking about? Again, it's like, it's just unbelievable, the disinformation on this. Oh my God. It's just like, that's the thing. Thank goodness I'm no longer on Twitter. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you so very much, everyone. Patriot 95, I believe I agree with you 100%. I think 2019 is going to be fantastic. I really do. I think it's going to be an example of like Trump turning the tables, and I believe that's going to be the case. Thank you so very much, everyone. God bless. To my super chat, thank you, and I will see you later on this evening. Thank you very much.